Well, guys, we just walked back into the house from seeing Gladiator II. We had a bit of a problem, right? We go and we are supposed to watch it in IMAX, and then we get through all the previews, and then guess what happens? The movie never starts. And we're sitting there for about 25 minutes, and then they come in and say, hey, it's starting in another theater. It's not an IMAX. You guys can actually go see that. So we watched it on a regular screen. What can I say about this? I thought it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. It wasn't even close to being on the level of the 2000 film with Russell Crowe. And we just watched Gladiator, a few nights ago, too, by the way? Yeah. What did you think of this movie?
I think it's not bad. Even though I love Gladiator 1.
Yeah.
This one is feel like it's more bloody.
Yeah, one of my biggest problems I had in this movie, though, you remember the tigers in the first Gladiator movie?
Yeah.
They used real tigers, and it looked like real tigers. They actually had Lucius in the Colosseum fighting monkeys, and these monkeys looked so fake. It looked like it was CGI. That's because it was. That was awful. I didn't like that at all.
No, I don't like that either.
It didn't look like real monkeys either.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like. And I don't like where it's kind of bloody where...
And newsflash, guys, there may be some spoilers in this review.
No, they were redoing the battle on the sea and they're shocked.
Yeah, the sharks. Now, they did actually in real life have naval battles, and you do get to see the naval battle. Wasn't bad. Wasn't a fan of the sharks in there.
No, it's just bloody.
Yeah, there was a lot of blood. I believe that this movie is probably more bloody.
Yes.
Than the first one.
Yes.
But going into this movie, because I watched Napoleon by Ridley Scott also. That came out a couple of years ago with Joaquin Phoenix, who played Commodus in the first Gladiator movie. That movie is awful. So I had concerns going into this. But this movie was good. Way better than Napoleon.
Yes, but this one is more show that the Romans doesn't really care about the people die or not or being bloody or not. It seems like they love blood.
Yeah. I think the biggest surprise though in this movie was Pedro Pascal. He's a really good actor. He's a left-wing lunatic, but man, he can really act. I was surprised by his character, General Arcasius. I thought he was going to be a bad guy.
He turned out to be good.
He's a good guy. Now, he does kill Lucius' wife. Actually, he orders it because he's the general. And Lucius wants revenge. And they do have that battle in the Colosseum. But what happens is, General Arcasius, you pretty much know when he goes back to Rome to meet the emperors, that he is not a fan of the emperors.
No, the emperor just doesn't really care about Rome or anything.
Yeah.
It seems like they just don't know how to lead Rome or anything.
Yeah. He's actually plotting with Lucilla, because he's actually married to Lucilla to overthrow the emperors. Mm-hmm. He's a very good guy. He ends up in the, he gets caught. That's how he ends up in the arena and fighting Lucius. But he doesn't want to really fight Lucius. And in the end, he does get killed. But he gets killed on the order of the emperor because he actually gives himself up and he's willing to die if Lucius will take his life. And Lucius refused to take his life. So General Arcadius, man, was a man of honor. But he was a general just like Maximus. You know, They fought in war, and in war, people die.
Yes. And about the role, the character that Denzel Washington played.
Yeah, he played Macrinus, who was actually a real emperor in real life. How do you feel about Denzel Washington in this movie?
I didn't know that he was should be an emperor. I thought he was a free
Yeah,
gladiator.
he was like a trainer. He owned gladiators,
Yes.
but
He wants to take over the empire.
yes,
And then he told Lucius' mother that Rome need to be destroyed.
yeah, because he wants total power. So in reality, guys, the emperors are Caracalla and Geta. And I was actually telling my wife in the movie, I think that that Caracalla is going to kill Geta because that actually happens in real life. Now, it doesn't happen the way it actually happens in real life. It was Macrinus who pretty much helped Caracalla kill Geta, and then Macrinus ends up killing Caracalla.
Yeah.
Denzel, though, I think he's an all-time great actor. I don't know if I really liked the way he performed his character in this movie. It just seemed a little bit out of place to me. Something about him didn't seem to fit in this movie.
In a way, yes and no.
His mannerisms, he was very, very deceptive. He was probably, man, between him and the emperors, I don't know who was worse, to tell you the truth, as far as just being evil. He was deceptive.
I mean, he's a good actor.
He's a great actor.
To me, in my opinion, he's more of playing.
He can play anything in any role, but
yes, he can play any role. I'm not saying that, but for me, in my opinion, he's best played for like a cop or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Well, everybody knows him from Training Day. He was great in Training Day. I mean, the first movie I saw Denzel Washington in was actually Glory, about the Civil War. He was great in that movie too. I mean, he can do it all. But I think he may have been a bit misplaced in this movie. Now, as far as they do confirm, by the way, that Lucius is Maximus's son. That is confirmed. He's actually going by a different name in this movie because they do show a scene, and I like the way they did it. Remember when Maximus dies at the end of Gladiator I? They have a flashback scene of right after they're wheeling him out. Maximus, Lucilla sends Lucius into hiding for his own safety because she knew that people would be gunning for that throne, and with Lucius still alive right there, they're probably going to assassinate him. Yeah. And that's because that's based in reality when you're talking about Roman history. That did happen, you know. So as far as the music goes, I believe music is like the last thing we need to cover. Hans Zimmer did not do the score, but the music was good, but there was a lot of Gladiator themes in this.
Yes, at the end.
At the end, it was the same theme, music at the end, We Are Free. So that was good. The guy that actually did the music actually worked with Hans Zimmer on the first Gladiator movie, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Yeah, and I do like the beginning. I do like the music and review what happened in Gladiator 1.
Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, there was a lot of like, I guess, cartoon-like scenes.
Yes.
From the first movie. They had that, so it was a bit different. But the end, though, the end was very, very open-ended, I should say. They don't tell you what happens because the emperors are dead. Mm-hmm. Lucius is still alive. So they pretty much fulfilled the dream of Marcus Aurelius in the first one. Give power back to the people. But did the power really go back to the people? That's the question. We don't know.
Yeah.
So in reality, though, of course, there was Roman emperors in the East and the West all the way to 1453. But this is a fictional movie based on some events. So
yeah,
I don't know if there's going to be a Gladiator 3 or not.
Maybe if people like this one.
Yeah. Well, Lucilla's dead now, so I'm trying to think who is the emperor after Macrinus, because Macrinus never really became emperor in this. I mean, that was a fight with him and Lucius, and Macrinus got his ass kicked and got his arm chopped off, and there was blood everywhere. It was pretty graphic. Like you said, a lot of blood. So I think that's going to wrap it up, guys. We'll be back tomorrow in another video. Until then, be safe.
Goodbye.